Greetings, 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 and welcome, Cinnamon Entertainment. And I am here to do something a little different today. Although you'll notice it is the same game. Let me move the mic into a position. I was having some problems with the other day, so please, in the comments, give a chance. It looks like my audio is going fine. I hope it stays that way. But let's get going. So, there's my dude, still with his 70 stash. Alright. Instead of going to El Nomado, our game here, I'm going to go to Oopsie! This is my offline game, and the one that I'm planning with the next release. I'm going to try to get a full crew of people together to go and do things. Now, it's going to be loading for a moment. If you notice, it sounds like a ton of stuff happened. But I decided, hey look, you recognize this place.
The safety rating of this sector is now -4.
Yeah, this is what upgraded equipment looks like.
Via the main surface.
So I'm not going to show anything that hasn't been shown thus far really in the game, other than some minor things. I have a random pest that I have trapped. I think I put that down originally to clear up my inventory, and a pest wandered over and got itself trapped. Hot diggity dog. Yeah, pinned recipes, trans station key. Yeah, your pinned recipes will go between games. While this is going on, gonna come here. Yeah, this is the full facility and everything. Yeah. So that just should give you a clue as to... Oh. My game does not like being in the PAL while that's running. Oh, and that's because my battery is doing its funky thing again. Bear with me a moment here while I try to get that fixed. Hopefully, I don't have to stop the recording. Nope, here we go. That's good enough for me. But yeah, we're gonna clear these out just so I don't see that stupid thing wandering around. If you notice, yeah. That's glitched, by the way. Lots of fish. I have most of them, not all of them. As you may have heard me complain in various various videos. The fishing is a pain in the keister. Okay. We're at the tram station, the main one. All the things are there. We don't need to worry about this guy ever popping in. Because, as you can see, my base expands throughout the entire sector. I even have something set up. I'd like to thank Petey for giving me the idea. The great Petey. You get points. I have defensive stuff set up here. Oh, yeah, maybe I should use a headlamp. Which is almost out of power. It's great. If you get too close, those Tesla coils get very excited, and I've got a switch to turn them off. And I can come in here and take a look. I can come over here. It will just, yeah, just rain materials. Over time, it'll kill every single time the robot respawns and tries to get out of its halter. It'll run into those. The Tesla coils hit it. And I have 2 grinder defense turrets set up to fight them. I don't mind the grinder defense turrets. We'll get that back on, because, yeah. They will shock you, unless you have a very specific item equipped. Alright. So as you can see, my base extends all the way over here, which you'll see in a moment. All the way up here, I even have, you know, some food set out, some stuff. Table. We have Warren, as always. I've got a way to get on top of Warren's little house. I've got the gravity cube equipped. Let's unequip that for this. And I'll equip the night pass, because whatever, why not? Not a whole lot up here. There's a barrier. There actually used to be a barrier up here, but I destroyed it during the siege. Coming down here, I actually have a teleporter to my most forward noted teleporter spot. Even up here, I've got stuff lit up, so at nighttime there's at least something. I've got another table up here to stop these guys from spawning in. They're annoying. And even around here, we have some lamps and a rope we can go up and down. It goes both up and down. It's a plant. Doesn't work perfectly everywhere. Real quick, we're gonna... The headlamp itself needs charged. But in Warren's office here, I also have another table. And that's stopping that annoying rat from spawning over there. It is close enough for that. So, and I've also seen some creative bases just smack dab into here. Very compact. I don't like compact bases personally, but, you know, I suppose it is a to each their own kind of situation. Let's re-equip this. And what am I doing? I have Spuddy, the trinket. He is my buddy. He is my best friend. Yeah, that's a little creepy, and I accept it. Not a whole lot in this direction. Except for over here, we have my garage, which I keep manning on trying to do more with. But I've got a car, like the beginning of the game. Of course, we have, you know, several of these bad boys, forklifts, security cart. And we go into the actual defenses. We got these bag walls with stuff behind them. There's the guy from the beginning of the game gets stuck. I decided to put him next to a thing of killer soup. It only has 3 portions left. Almost like he ate one already. This is something that you just, you know, creates colored liquid, another security bench, lots of batteries, security crates. This one's mostly full of paint. We have a containment unit for 091. There. I'll show you the fun that we're going to run into later in the game. This creepy MFer. He's a bad MFer. I do not like him. He goes, ah, ah, and then he starts wheezing and attacks you. It's not fun. Alright. Got a lot of those antiverse, anti-light things. We have aquariums. There's one of each of the fish that I have caught, including the rares. For example, if you notice that we got one of the regular fish, and then we have one of the, you know, special versions of that fish. Got a special version of the fish and a regular version. Special, or regular and special. Lots of creepy fish all over the place. We have a lot of different colors of analyte that we've gotten. More fish. It's crab. We have a shifting color antolite. It's a pain in the keister to make. You have to have a lot of different colors and you combine them. I have my sushi shop set up here. It's got lots of fish in it. In my game, because I wanted, I'll be honest, I was being lazy. None of these things spoil in fridges. You can't, I did not know they were going to include this, the freezer, which anything you put in here, which currently has creepy fruit, will never spoil. I didn't know that that kind of thing was going to exist, and I wanted to be able to be like, hey, look, I have 2 of each of the base kind of fish. I'm a weirdo like that. Nice couches and whatnot set up. Of course, light, lots of batteries. And now we can go into the actual cafeteria safe zone. It has vacancies. You know, we have defensive stuff set up here. It's a laser turret. Some adventure storage for when I come back and forth. Got my Symphonist Scarecrow. That thing sucks all the radiation out of the air. Examples of advanced armor, like we have armor stand. Creepy photo. Or painting. A place for soda. Which I'm going to try to dump off all my soda that I picked up from the robots. I'm getting too much soda now. They're always getting destroyed. Stuff like just convenient, you know, repair tools in this area. This area gets the most beaten up because it's all the sieges for this base area appear here. Basically on this carpet. The rug oval. Alright. But yeah, if you notice, there's stuff going all the way back. Now the area that we originally had our base for that little while. Got a lot of little, thingy-majiggers. Paintings. My favorite painting in the whole wide game. More icons. Yes, I like to play with my dolls, alright? It's a thing. This is just a recharge station that you can make. The level of technology that you can get to in this game is redonkulous. That's my shield. Where is it? It is there. Alright. Like, you see, like, it's the repair bench. This is a laser collector. Yeah, lasering is a whole thing that's going to happen later in the game. I don't know exactly when I'm going to release this. But as it stands, I'm recording this after episode 17. And I don't know if that's going to be where I'm going to place it. I've got past name things like that Zeppy for Zeppy Games. Check him out here on the YouTube and over on Twitch. We have PD from The Great PD that is another guy who has been in this world and done some things. Later on in life, he's going to be by Boommaster. I like collecting the TVs as well. You'll see why later. This is a copy of the armor I'm currently wearing. You can see from here. It is the Cascade armor. It's my favorite set. As I've stated, I kind of play stealthy. And even though there's a suit of armor that makes you invisible when you're sneaking, or standing still, or just moving slowly, I like the enemy detection ability of this, so I know where the enemy is, so I can sneak up and kill him. Of course, we got posters, more paintings, a lot of corporate art. This is my bedroom. Still have the table there, although this is not the original table. Oh no, yes it is. I thought that table got destroyed. I don't know. Anyway. This is what the inside of cake looks like. Boom. The glowing guitar. And my original craft bench. Completely upgraded. Then we have in the space, of course, my cooking station. Extra stuff for food. Like there's, peas and MREs. Salt, slushies, never spoil. Bunch of containers against this wall. Heat, in case I'm currently running around at night wearing light armor. Our soups that I have. I'm on a quest to cook a little bit of everything, and so, yeah, I haven't gotten the soups. Now, when I first made this base, it was just those two rooms, and then this area here, which was cordoned off. Like, this little thing was its own area, and I kind of, like, covered that. Yeah, I'll get into that room later, don't worry. But I had, like, stuff here covering it. I'm getting radiated from something. Oh, it's probably something in the fridge. Not that one. Yeah, that one. It has some hearts in it. Portals, dimensional toilet, watch your step. Yeah, those are all things. I've got more Andalite growing here, so I can eventually make more Andalite stuff. Fridges that I'm using for cooking, not food storage per se. Taxidermy's volatile pest. It's one of the only... I only have two things I've taxidermied, partially because they didn't add the taxidermy till later, and you've got to kill like 1,000 pests. Well, I had already killed a ton, and then they added the taxidermy. So this is a game that's been being played since before they added fishing. Let's put it that way. This is my macabre chests here that hold skulls and, other body parts. These are collections of the suits of armor in the game. I am a loot goblin. So you guys have seen that and that and that if you've been watching the videos. And we just got that in episode 16. And then there's more. Like, this is made of alien bits, security vest. This is the stealth armor. This is a armor that helps you trade, but it repairs itself. This is cold weather gear. I kind of wear this as the helmet later. I'll show you that. Notice that there's still so much stuff outside those windows. The Cascade armor, which was before they came out with Dark Energy. It was the top armor. Then we have another one that's kind of like this one that's made of alien bits, and it's spiky. And then we have the now somewhat infamous radiation armor. It's pretty awesome. Again, it's not what I use. I also have some more trophies over here, which are item stands. I love that one spins. And over here we have kind of like an overflow of storage that all works within the crafting bench. And we, of course, have tons of stuff in here. And the original cook spot, which I left a little thingy on. Now, the reason why I did this, and that wall is there because the original base. And I eventually included this, and it had lots of the stuff that is out there now. Because in this area, I don't know if you noticed when I was playing before, this is my hallway of loot. I specifically grabbed all these because I got loot. Now it's mostly storage for random things and purposes and furniture. You can push this button. It closes the shutters, so this hallway was, in theory, relatively safe. And eventually this area was also very safe. So for the longest time, I had those rooms, this big room, and my toilet was right here. A little bucket we have, and this was totally blocked off. The only thing that was on this side was on these desks. I had this bad boy, X-ray tower. There's an invincible enemy that likes to wander into your base and kill you. You'll see what it is later. Bunch of supplies, and in the cold storage I put a bunch of radiation shielded fridges, which are of course full of a lot of uncooked alien bits. All right. Detour. It's one of the arcade games. Clocks, always fun. I like them. Don't ask me why. Got that one. I've got that one. Christmas lights above the exit. This tour might actually take long enough that it might become nighttime, so be excited. I told you about, this is the cold weather gear that I occasionally put on anytime I'm going to go get cold weather stuff. Exchange gear. And I'm now wearing it. And I wear this advanced helmet. Doesn't quite fit the set, but the set only requires 3, so the helmet you get to interchange. Switch you back out. And more storage. My base used to kind of end here. Like these barricades have been around since very early in the game. Okay. But now we're this entire area that you guys are seeing, all of it is under the protection of workbenches. So I was saying you can layer them to make a bigger area. This chest is just for what are called Laic essences, which is 091. We have my now defunct water plant. Yeah. I used to boil water, put it in buckets. You're hearing music, it's one of the arcade machines. Until you eventually come across a water filter. But I hated, cooking water. So I would just cook a bunch, fill up barrels, and move on with my life. But now I have this thing up here, which, moisture teleporter. Every time you see it move, it's adding water to one of the things that's underneath it, or within range of it that is a container. So I'm kind of set on water. Forever. And we have these things, Barrel of Antijuice. You'll see them later. It's superior water. Up here we have a bunch of the foods that I've made. Again, I'm trying to make 2 of each kind of dish. So mushy crab sushi platters, 2 of them. Penumbra and nigiri platter, 2 of them. And they're placed items, so they live forever. So you can put them down as decorations. We have hospital, doctor position empty. I don't know who's going to end up being the doctor, but I gave them their own room area thing. It's got heaters, in which the heater is not plugged in right now. Why is the heater not plugged in? Why is there... I think some wires disappeared. This game's gone through a couple different editions and downloads, so hey, we got a weird octopus. Vintage chair. We got things here, including TV Channel 5, emergency broadcast system. You'll learn about that later. But yeah, it's a medical closet. Got a bunch of medical supplies just chilling around because it's the doctor's office, complete with places to treat people. And for some reason, I'm not sure why I originally decided this. I think it's after there's several infections you can get in the game, like a catwalk, that even though it's the doctor's office, someone might wander around. I also dumped the Christmas tree there because you can make a Christmas tree. So I had to do it. And we have beehives that you can make and harvest honey from. And, of course, a ramp that goes up to there. That's mostly to help increase the look of the fact that it's a room. So it's got semi-roof going on, even though there's a roof above it. Because we have couches to hang out at, we also have the arcade machines. There's Unfortunate Spacemen. There's Detour, as previously mentioned. They play music. That's really all they do. The Dead Linger. Zombies. Of course, more drink. I don't like having to do drink runs. Oh yeah, this entire place is almost all covered by X-ray towers, which are things that defeat a particular enemy that is contained. It's the lag. So I kind of stopped covering. But I made it so any angle the thing could come from originally from that base way back there was covered by turrets. In reality, if you're making this base and the thing starts coming, if you cover this side of your base and the other side of your base, which I forgot I put the shutters down. Oh, I never showed you. Yeah, the shutters actually close here too. So, yeah. We're gonna reopen them. But I used to have like a cart here before they made the fancy carts. And I'd, leave out here, run in, close it, it would close. And so the only way in and out of the base is really here, and yeah. I may have been very paranoid. Apartments this way. Yes, apartments. So we have here, this is actual food storage for whatever you're doing. Like I've got, like I said, trying to make 2 of every recipe. There's lots of different kinds of foods you can make in this game. And as I've been working on fishing, I have a bunch of each of the cooked fish. This is a bunch of fish that haven't been harvested yet, and then this is kind of a overflow of stuff. Speaking of which, we're doing good enough for food. It was also originally my fishing station. Then all my fishing supplies were here, the bait, extra fish bones, my rods, and more fish stuff. Fish has grown into a far larger industry. Yeah, this is just a salvager. Another charger, another crafting bench, not fully upgraded. In fact, very poorly upgraded. It just has a healing unit. And some stuff that leads into the farms. Well, the farm and backup farm. So, with farming, we have all these large plots and various kinds of plants that are growing. Egg plants, because they actually simulate eggs when you cook them. These are all the alien and or, in this case, modified earth plants, and including, these weird things. Those are those eyeball fruits. But in each of the stalls, I've got heaters set up, plenty of light. And over here, because I just ran out of planting area, because I like having 4 spots each, I have potatoes and tomatoes and pumpkins and corn. And this is just where I have kind of some stuff, including a little bit of overflow. Don't forget to wash buckets or sinks. There's a bucket, and if the sinks have water, you can wash yourself in them. Janitor's closet is where the bucket is in case I need to make fertilizer, which is good to poop, guys, and collect the poop because you get stuff. You notice public bathroom unisex, fertilizer needed, main farm, not a restroom. Yeah, this is, things get funky if you use one of those bathrooms. Anywho. And this is our water purifier. You get a barrel, you dump it in here, and you empty it back out, and it's clean water. Use janitor's closet when there is a fertilizer shortage. So basically, for all that, we have 2 regular bathrooms, 1 bucket bathroom, And there's more. Don't you worry. Coming out here, I've already gone through that. This is a freezer. This has actual root beers and ice creams. We have tables. This is a pie table, one of each kind of, or two of each kind of pie you can make in the game, not counting the pizza pie. We have our training section, which has the power of science. The one you've already seen with the training how to make plugs, trams, forklift, inurement and you, trams, portal worlds, gatekeepers, allies in science. That one gets a little creepy. Armory, sign out materials. Of course, we've got another view of the security guy. Ignore the sounds of things. All right. Yeah, this is, body armor and shirts. Anything that's not on display I've got here. I used to have all those displays in here. It saves room to make a trophy room, I suppose. But yeah, it's grenades. We've got ammo and more ammo. And more ammo and more ammo. Yeah. And the actual cabinets that have the guns. Shotgun, pistols, magnums, the advanced machine gun, sniper rifles, SMGs. This is a table that allows you to change your appearance and do a bunch of stuff, but we're going to ignore that for now. I'm going to ignore this back area for the moment. We'll get there. Yeah, this is an entire pile of coffee mugs. And then some stuff that was kind of overflow for our storage. Fancy carpet. And we have apartments that I've built so that they're kind of square. They fit and make semi private areas. This is for one of the popular guys on my site, Null Vector. He's the HR representative, and he likes boobies. So, hooray boobies. And it's a little thing here. It's got a bed, storage. Like, I'm getting things set up so that when we have the massive multiplayer game, there'll be supplies. Everybody gets their own heater that they can turn off and on. We don't worry about the power bill. But yeah, it's got kind of a setup with barricades, chairs, and then L desks, filing cabinets on the in-between. Took me a little while to make it. Training, warning, brain sync with supervision. Here's the thing you get later. It's got a brain. You sit in it. It flashes, and all of your designs at that point, anybody who sits down will get any that you don't have, and it'll kind of keep a record. And this is literally the beginning, entryway into the game. You come out, Duel's sitting over there on a bench. Got some radiation suits because it's important. It's well lit. A lot of apartment backs there. Security checkpoint. New gate employee. Safe-ish zone. Things have gone very bad. Don't despair. I like the signs. Alright. I'm a bit of a loser, but hey. So it's kind of like this is the entrance. Orientation and training. Get all the designs. Oh, is there anything in you? Or yeah, it's got a fridge in you. That's more just to help create walls. Dr. Thule is sitting on this bench. Being like, hey, yeah, go save that dude. These TVs are here just to dump them because I didn't know what to do with them. But yeah, we've got, this is kind of like a restaurant area. We got some more soups. And another kitchen. Not a lot of batteries getting this, haven't really made it. But we have pun warning, Retro Studio. This is for Retro Spinback Gaming. It's got his own stuff, armor setup. This is currently most likely going to be Zeppy Games apartment. Figured out. We do have an area here with a turlet. In case any of them gets up in the middle of the night and they don't want to go wander off the toilet. Plus, it adds another potty spot. Yeah, this one's slowly going to fill with these guys. And is extra until I get another person to move in. Then Bear's Den. Anything smaller than the bear is female. That is the house bear. It's my roommate, and he's got his stuff set up. I've gone adventuring with him a little bit, so he's personalized his apartment a little. I'm trying to also color code. Like, if you notice, like, this is brown. which is a very long story. Everything in his is brown. Bed's brown. All the colors are brown. This is the standard. This is blue for Zeppy. I gave him the color blue, I believe. In here, one of these things should have a blue paintbrush, or not. We have a different color blue. Maybe this is the one that has the blue paint in it somewhere. I don't remember. I'll get it figured out before the massive stream. But yeah, another bench helping to keep this area safe. A bunch of nuclear material. We're gonna re-equip our gravity cube to give you an idea of how this looks from above. Like they're open up the inside, but you need something to jump up here. So yeah, people have a little bit of privacy, and of course, these bridges they seem to add a little bit of difference. Well, it became nighttime. If you notice, that has not done much for my actual light ability in here. Now those lights almost, I believe they always stay on. And it's everything out here that begins to turn off. But as you can see, I like lights. I like the area to be lit. I like to be able to tell what's going on in my base.
Working hard or hardly working?
There's that creepy guy. Alright, so that's the apartments. And now we have the petting farm. I've got a lot of pests. Most of them don't have name, but see, Samantha, Zircon, Olive, no name. Phil, pest trap, George, yeah, random names, a couple extra pest traps. These are pest wheels. A pest, or there's another critter that you can put in there that will, run it and make power. This is the only other spot that I can get attacked if a siege happens. I know this is on the way to the area where I showed you guys the one anvil is, but this leads to near the current end of the game. I got all this stuff kind of set up here. Here's the other thing. It is a pet skink. You notice all the flies. It's because it's pooping, and you can get those things to produce poop. They're also a kind of weapon. Alright, and in this room, I made it into backup storage. And originally, I was going to turn these into rooms too. It's unlikely I'll ever need them, seeing the max in the game is 6 people. Yeah, there's crafting bench. Does not stop sieges from appearing here. Are we done yet? No, of course we're not done yet, because I'm insane. There's a little machine that summons that stuff. Oh, I have additional defenses. Like, if I actually expect a siege to happen, that turns on some Tesla coils. Most things cannot survive the amount of weaponry I have, but I very rarely get sieges through there. Because, I guess in multiplayer, if a siege is going to happen, you've got people all over the place, they may pick that spot. They really only show up in one spot later on. Alright. Danger. Wizard's Lair. Great PD. Laser Lab. This is a joke at him. He makes very dangerous homes. But this is where I made an infinite storage battery that they eventually fixed. You used to be able to create lasers to then redirect energy, and you could direct it back into the battery, and it would charge it. And if you had a, plug strip down, you could, power other things. Here we go. We can see into that room from here. But yeah, this is his last apartment. Of course, he's got a bed, other things. There may be rockets in those containers. This doesn't lead anywhere. Yeah, this is nothing. I told you I ninja roll a lot. Alright, Mole's Den. Don't mess with Blinky. I don't know about y'all. I think it's actually part of the particle accelerator. Yeah, I had some fun. It's a bunch of carbuncle hats. And noob, grab a hat. Okay, you know what? I'm taking this stupid shield generator off. Noob, grab a hat or sit and wait. AKA, you can only go through here with permission. Power room airflow, only enter at night. And that's that fan that way. Alright, and back here, it's all still part of the tutorial zone.
Any colder and I'll be homeostatic.
Yeah, my dude's getting a little cold, because back here gets that cold. It is the infinitely spawning carbuncle. You can kill it and get whatever you need from it, and it'll always respawn here. But I've decided that the people back here, which they're kind of apartments in their own right, decided to name it Blinky, and I've loved it. This thing is still just constantly getting fried there. Not sure how it doesn't decay. Of course, more lights. And we're in the tutorial zone still. We've been running around that the lights came back on. Yeah, I've got it set up to like where the main area are the scientists, and then the backup area in here is like people from maintenance and the hydro plant. But yeah, you can look out across the base here. Nothing that fancy, nothing that bad. Alright, I think we're about to stop and have to go back here in a second. Yeah. Oh, we missed a very important sign. Well, I did. It's here. Oh, okay. Scope the noob. See admin for rubber toss balls. Yeah. But anyway, it's kind of the back rooms. Yeah, I don't expect I'll ever get enough participants to get this going. Yeah, precautionary security measures, blah, 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 blah. We've heard that a million times. The waiting spot. Now into my current major project, which has stopped pretty much all the other projects. Which is, yeah, I've made an entire portal section to my base. Some of which lead to areas you know, others not. For example, from my base, open this up. Let's go on a little tour here. Portal toilet and the waste exit. I'll explain what that is in a moment. Here's a portal toilet. It's actually fueled by lasers. And when you use it, you might get teleported to another dimension. That's why there's a warning klaxon going on. And emergency fallback through mirror darkly. Come up through here. Wash barrel by exit. Let's keep cascade clean. That's that barrel down here. You know what? I'll show you this stuff here. Got a portal. Run through it. We're now in the poop dimension. Here is one of my infamous infinite power generators. And I've got a skink in here. Interesting. But yeah, and another skink here. I don't remember putting skinks in here. Do they generate here? I never put animals in these things. But yeah, you can, you know, if you feed it, it'll run. But apparently I did something. I don't know. So it's interesting to know that they can generate here. But yeah, this is literally poop water down here. Feces. And that's the other side of the portal toilet. But welcome to the poop dimension. It's very pretty. I think, anyway. I need to, oh, back up here. And this is actually kind of like a weird place. I'm probably going to eventually get some like ramps and stuff so you can go around. But right now, we have the jetpack. We can use that a little bit. I've got the gravity cube. Equipment failure. Well, I've never... Interesting. Well, I'll have to check that out later. Nice to know, though, that I need to exit that place in a way that makes it happy. Yeah, and of course the klaxon is still right there and loud. The Mirror Realm. Emergency fallback expansion area. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this, but... Welcome to the Mirror Dimension. It's an open field. That you can build whatever you want. I don't know if you can get attacked here either. But it's like got like a facility here. And yeah, that's the mirror. You come in that mirror. I'm not going to show you the other side of it. Ooh, creepy stuff. Doors you can't open. And yeah, the mirror itself. Oops, I walked through it. Close your eyes. Spoilers ahead. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Anywho. I actually didn't mean to do that. That's not me trying to be like, ha ha ha. The world in the mirror. Hence why I called it Mirror Darkly, in reference to both Alice in Wonderland and, of course, Star Trek, because I'm a nerd. Alright. Here's the way that gets you into the kitchen, and I might have another portal up here. Just don't know what yet. And there used to be a toilet over here in a bucket, but I moved it. I've got a desk here, like it's admin, checkpoint, please sign it out. The old quick travel things in this game were these, and I've got them keyed to various workbenches throughout the facility. This leads to Dr. Riggs' lab and the lodestone. For those of you who want to set up a base with a ton of teleporters require lodestones. And the only consistent place to get lodestones from is sitting right here next to this charming lady, Dr. Riggs. Yeah, welcome to a little bit more of a sneak peek as to what some of the other dimensions are. Some of these areas you'll recognize, though. They're that important to the game. Like here is Flat Hill and the weather control. If we get a fog event, I can come through here, which has me teleport into Fog Hill itself. And if I need to go turn off the weather event controller, I just run through there and boom, I'm there. I don't have to go all the way through everything. Oh, and just to show you guys, I know I talked about this previously. Wait, I've got a jetpack on. I can have fun. See this? Yeah, I haven't spent as much time making this nice, but yeah, as I said, I always basically make that ramp, because otherwise you just got to deal with the giants, and they're annoying. Oh yeah, this is actually... I spent a lot of time here the first time I came here because I was like, oh crap, I can't get home. It took me an embarrassing long time to figure that yes, indeed, you can get home. I'm gonna get some split pea soup. Which I've shown you all the portal. Yeah, it's right there. I didn't notice that was there during the entire time that I was doing Flat Hill. Let's just say woof and move on. Okay. But we've turned Marion's garage, with the conspiracy theorist place, into a happy, happy fun time. Alright, that's a giant painting. But we also have the forge and the radiation vent. That's because if a radiation event happens, right here next to the blacksmith. And as you would have seen in Hallway Monitor, here is my original... Yeah, I never used this as a base. My home base is the only base I've used in this game. Other than Flat Hill. I used Flat Hill. Never noticed there were big lights up there. Yeah, we can come through here, and there's no machine gun because I did the same thing in the other game. I think they're just in slightly different spots. Yeah. Right here. So yeah. And the other one has one too over there. I did not mean to go that way. You guys have seen enough of this sector. Alright. And the last one we're going to encounter. That is a tool portal. I'm not going to go through all these portals. Is this one here, which is the mist reactor and spore vent, which you need to have one of those wonderful heat suits to be able to handle. Expedition use only, dangerous portals beyond. This is that beginning storage area. These are actually bridges that I've used. The Shadow Realm here, which has some weird stuff, indicating what it is. I've been playing back and forth with something to do with that. And yeah, there's plenty of room to expand. More power cable places. Don't know what I'm going to do with all of it, other than make portals to various dimensions for various resources that I want to try to get. Got a weird little secret area here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet either. You can see stuff over there, but it's hidden. And that's the base in all of its... Kick the door open. Nope. Close it. Kick. Bing. Close. And you can take a ladder to come up over here. This is why that ramp is still there, so you can just boop, boop. And I've got a cloth rope. There's an Easter egg that we haven't found in the other game. This is a map of Flat Hill. Like, there's the treehouse, there's Dude's house, the garage. And then there's the video store, the ice cream shop, the library. Yeah. Ta-da! Well, that's it, folks. I don't know how long it took me to do all that. I can check that here in a second. But, you know, it's Abiotic Factor. So what's one of the most important things I have to do real quick? Use the bed. If you notice, I haven't actually completed the DLC because there's a really hard part at the end and I've been distracted by building. And I will show you the use of the toilet. I don't remember if I actually used it. I think I did, though. No matter what you do, it takes about yay long and you're done pooping. So, yeah. Now, we're done with the tour. Like I said, I don't know when exactly I'm going to release this, but as of right now, this is my base. I like it. Oh. Yeah, this is another thing you got to do. You pick up lake essences, they will irradiate you. And you've got to keep the containment going. And you actually have to power it with fruit, which sounds weird, I know. But... Blah. And this mother trucker is still contained. I don't like looking at him, so I've got him behind the shield glass. But yeah, that's it. That's my base. Thank you everybody for coming in. Admin, force world save, back. Take a couple random steps. Oh, I suppose one thing I could show you. I am played this game for 400 hours. I have maxed out everything except for Fortitude and First Aid. You have to heal yourself a lot to get that going up. But because I wanted to play multiplayer, I figured it'd be smart. And in this one, we are Lab Assistant. Here, we've got Self-Defense, the Wrinkly Brain Meat, Slow Healer, but Buff Brainiac. This is a good one. It's not as good as I thought it would be, but, alright. With that, leave game. Yes, quit. That should be the recording. This may be a shorter video than my normal ones. Yeah, only about 50 minutes. Took me that long to show you around my base. I'm a weirdo. Alright, everybody. Be awesome to each other. Be cool. Yay! I suck at outros.